got here Chris Patchell with me. Chris, welcome to the Flying Show. How are you, mate?
Good, Carlos. Good. How are you?
Now, Bruce Atkinson, how are you, mate? Welcome to the Flying Show.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Sorry, I set you off there. I started laughing. It's a joke we had off camera. Now, this thing, I want to hug it. Do you mind if I hug it?
Hug it, yeah. Look,
I love it. I love your Hornet. Mate, I think this is just an absolute work of art.
it is a work of art, isn't it? It's
a stunning looking aircraft.
Look, the fellow who built it, Colin Jamison, I still to this day really don't know why he sold it, because the first time I looked at it, I thought, why are you selling this? It is just too beautiful.
It is, isn't it? It's sensational. Okay, tell me, what sort of engine has it got?
The engine is a Jabiru, 2.2 litre, four-cylinder, four-stroke.
What does it weigh, the whole aircraft?
It weighs approximately 290 kilos.
Wow. Top speed?
Speed, it flies, well, it's a bit unknown. My airspeed indicator only goes up to 120 and it's often pegged.
Really?
It really is.
So it's over 120 or...
It cruises at 115, but its maximum speed is probably more like 140.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. And what sort of range?
I've got 55 litres at 12 litres per hour. So there's, with reserve, well over 3 hours of flying.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'll get you far from home.
It gets a long way from home, especially doing 115 knots.
That is beautiful, mate. But look, the finish on this aircraft, the colour, the style.
Yeah.
How did it come about? How did he actually? Did he have plans? Is it a model that anybody can build? What's the story?
Look, the chap Colin, he is a motor mechanic by trade. He made this plane up out of his head. Which is just almost unbelievable. He had no plans other than he had he based the airframe itself on a KR2, which is a fairly standard kit plane, but the rest of it he built around that to the extent where he used the Canadian canoes for the fuselage.
No way. No way. So we've got two canoes here as a fuselage.
Basically two canoes as the fuselage. With a hole cut out the bottom of one of them for the cockpit.
That is so stunning.
In fact, do you want to open it up?
No, go for it. Yeah. Go for it.
You can see by that the actual shape of it, and that would be the bottom of the canoe.
It is too. That is so beautiful.
Yeah.
That is so beautiful, mate.
And even the cockpit itself, it's just so simple in design and effectiveness.
That's it.
It's just a work of art. It really is.
Oh, mate, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So does he actually fly?
Yes, well, he flew this for 80 hours before he decided he needed the engine in another short takeoff and landing aircraft so he could take off and land at his property. And so this became shelved in his shed without an engine. And he decided to sell it one day, and I came along and was there at the right time.
Oh, you were so,
So
mate.
lucky.
You were so. So how does it fly? Is it twitchy?
It's not twitchy at all. It is beautifully balanced, and it's responsive. It's almost like flying a little fighter or Mackie jet or something like that.
Way. No way.
Obviously, when I first flew it, I was a bit nervous because single-seater, experimental aeroplane, going by the word of someone I didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was pretty nervous about flying, but when I eventually got it off the ground and flew it, it was just a delight. And I've since had a Virgin pilot, Adam Slight. He's flown it, and he said it's one of the nicest planes he's ever flown.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
And they often say if it looks good, it'll fly well.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this case, it's just sensational.
Absolutely right, and it looks formidable.
It does, doesn't it? Yes.
I'm just totally in love with this, mate. I'm so glad you brought it to the expo.
I'm glad I got it down here despite the weather we've had.
Yeah, I know we had a few cancellations, but I'm glad that the people they got here brought some incredible stuff. And talk about incredible stuff. This glider here.
Yes,
mate,
that's my baby.
Tell me about that, mate, because look at this. It's just a wing.
It's just a
that looks like
wing.
it's just going to be going around like this, you know.
It's probably the wrong angle to be looking at it, but it has got sweep back,
All right.
and that gives the stability for pitch.
Yeah.
It's also got what they call a dihedral, which is the upward, and that gives it stability.
Yeah.
And it's also got washout on the tips. The tips are actually drooped downwards compared to the root of the wing, and that gives it stability as well.
Yeah.
This machine has been flying for something like 17 years now.
Oh, really?
And it's it's had a few prangs in trees and things like that, not because of the design of the glider, because of the nut behind
the design of the pilot. Yeah.
The pilot, yeah.
But it looks brand new. It's in very good nick.
Oh, it's not. You're not looking at it really closely. If you get underneath and you see all the patch up.
Really?
Yeah. There's been a lot of repairs on this one. It's over in Tasmania once. It got tangled up in tops of trees.
Oh, really?
In Hawk Neck.
Oh, but you've got a 7-hour flight duration on this one.
7-hour flight. That was done at Aries Inlet down on the coast. And it was just sitting in the sky for 7 hours up and down the coast between Lorne and Aries Inlet.
That is incredible. Yeah. That is incredible. But it looks so good. It looks like a nice design, but I don't know. To me, it seems like it's just going to keep toppling over and over. You know, it just must be so well balanced.
It is quite critically balanced. In that, to move the nose up and down, you just need to move your weight forward by a few inches and move it back. And that's how you actually change the pitch, by moving your weight forward, as in any hang glider. But as I said, I've flown these. Well, I've flown hang gliders for 42 years, but this type of hang glider I've flown for 25 years.
How long have you had this one for?
I've owned this one for 17 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That is fantastic, mate. Now, also, you've got a drifter for sale.
I do have a drifter for sale. If anyone's interested in a drifter, just have a look on the Gumtree site and you'll find my drifter at Apollo Bay.
No worries. Well, they can get in touch with us if I want to buy that. But I'm sure that's as good nick as one of these. Now, Bruce, thank you so much for being part of the Flying Show Expo. And mate, I just absolutely love this aeroplane. Yeah. So if you're ever thinking of selling,
keep you in mind.
Keep me in mind, right? In fact,
probably in a list of a long list, actually.
No. Forget the long list, mate. The way it works is I write a number on a piece of paper and I slide it across the table, and you say yes. That's all it is, right?
Well, look, anything's for sale, but it depends on the price.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's my kind of man. Oh, mate, thank you so much. All right,
thank you,
and enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Pleasure to be here, and it's a great show you've got on here.
Oh, our pleasure, mate. You people make the show. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Carlos. Cheers.
No worries. Yeah, welcome back. And I've got here David Lee and Ailsa MacMillain. Sorry about that, guys.
We got there. We got there in the end.
We're going to get there.
That's it. Ailsa MacMillain, welcome to the Flying Show. How are you?
I'm good, Carlos. How are you?
Oh, bonzo. Now, you're about, 11 and a half, 12 years old, and you're 13th ranked in the world as a major champion?
Yeah, something like that, yes.
Well, half right. We won't give away your age, but you're a very young lass, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I've been flying since I was 15, so...
That is incredible. And what, I think your old man got you into it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did for sure.
And why gliding? What, did you actually find that it was something you needed to do, or was it something that you thought, oh, no, it's not too bad, I'll give it a go?
Yeah, it was basically about what you just said there. I hadn't really thought about it before. We went for a fly on my brother's birthday, and I just remember walking around Bacchus Marsh. We'd gone to fish and chips after, and just thinking, you know what, this is something I reckon I'll follow up on. Yeah.
That is sensational. Now, you've also do competitions, obviously.
Yeah. I started...
Nerve-wracking stuff.
Oh, at times. You try and avoid that, but yeah.
So how do you prepare for a competition? How do you calm your nerves and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think part of it is just thinking about the competition before you go there, preparing, knowing the area, knowing the weather conditions that you're going to get, that sort of thing.
That's amazing. Well, look, well done, mate. I'll come back to you in a second. David Lee, how you going, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks. How are you?
Oh, mate, Bonzo, this is. If I die, I want to be buried here. When all these planes are all around.
Fantastic, isn't it? It's just it's a great expo, great exhibitors all around. So it's good to be here.
Unfortunately, we had a few cancellations with the weather, but actually, the weather, does that affect you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. So we look to fly on like cloudy days, just because that is what generates all the thermals and stuff like that. So those are pristine days, but on cloudy days when it's really windy, we can get up as well. So that's also a big benefit.
What sort of wind strength do you need for these guys not to go up? Are we looking at like 15, 20 knots or anything like that?
Yeah, I'd say probably around that. Look, the wind does dictate a lot of what we do on the ground, just because we have to obviously leave them on the ground when people aren't flying them, and it's a lot of effort to try and pack them all up and put them away. So really windy days, we would generally just give it a bit of a skip, and we look for more clearer weather down the track to come out and do the flying. So,
yeah, how long have you been flying for?
I've been flying for about 2 years now. I've been solo for 1 year. So,
what made you?
Sorry, what was that?
What made you get into gliding?
So I've always wanted to be a pilot, even as a kid, and I came out gliding when I was a teenager, and I never really got caught onto it. Didn't really have the funds available, but then I thought, I've been keen for it, so why not give it a crack? And I just rang up and joined the club straight away, and yeah, it's been a fantastic environment. Everybody's super fantastic. They all help each other out, and it's a true club environment, and that's the part that I love about gliding as well. So
that is brilliant. So good, mate. That's great to hear. You know, that enthusiasm from young people to take up the sport. Isn't that fantastic? Many ladies in the sport.
I think we're at about 5% of the membership or thereabouts as women, so we're working pretty hard to try and improve that at the moment.
Yeah. Well, this is a sort of sport that you don't actually need a lot of strength to match it with the guys, do you?
No, absolutely, and that's one of the great things about competitions in gliding, that the women can compete on an equal basis with the men. Exactly. Absolutely, 100%.
And you think that because of the gentle feminine touch, you've got a better glide ratio?
I don't know about that.
Oh, fantastic. Well, guys, we are going to meet up again on site, go up for a bit of a flight, because I went up with your dad. No, it wasn't your dad. I went up with another guy there at the club, and we were about 1,000 feet up and about, to me, what seemed like 100 miles away, and somehow we made it back. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I thought, there's no way. I'm looking at the field going, we're going to land somewhere in paddocks out there and get a car to come and pick us up. But no, it was absolutely brilliant. So I can see why you guys enjoy it so much. So thanks for being on the Flying Show, and we'll meet up on the site again.
Thank you.
Great to talk to you.
No worries.
was special, different from my own thing. Knew that I was something. No, I always had this feeling.
So I've got Ian Morecombe from Sportcopter. Ian, welcome to the Flying Show again. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
That's great. Now, last time we spoke was at the Avalon Air Show a year or two ago, and you hadn't progressed this much back then, mate. Now, this thing here has got to be the Rolls-Royce Formula One Ferrari of gyros. Is that correct?
Yes, it's a really impressive machine. This has only just arrived in the country. Built in France, and really top quality in it all.
It looks incredibly well finished. I mean, I'm afraid to touch it. Let alone sit in it. I mean, we'll probably have to have a shower before I get into it, right?
That's right. No, it really is nice. And being brand new, it looks good, but it's not only the looks. It from all reports and all the study I've done on this model, it flies extremely well as well. And to me, that's more important than the looks.
Yeah, of course. Now, I'm thinking, as soon as I saw it, I'm thinking this will be ideal for mastering. Is that, do you reckon, the application for it, or just general leisure flying?
There's different models. We've got 3 models here, and they've all got their segment. I wouldn't take this one mustering. It's designed really for what they use them in Europe for, which is more cross-country flying than from ready-made airfields. So excellent for cross-country, and gyroplane's still very manoeuvrable and compared to like fixed-wing aircraft. There's the Sportcopter we've developed specifically for mustering to make the most of the attributes that really suit that, and also been made to be very rugged and much shorter and takeoff, and made to take off on just tracks or even across the spin effects on a station, where this one is designed for runways, and for that, for what it's designed for, it's excellent. Horses for courses. This is really the top of the range cross-country gyroplane.
Look, I'm in love with it. It is such a beautiful aerodynamic design, and tandem seating. And what sort of range would you get out of this?
Well, this you have a range of in kilometres, probably around 500 kilometres. Wow. But depending on the wind, it'll cruise about 80 knots, and around about 3 hours endurance plus safe reserves. So you can really get places and comfortable. And being a tandem, it's a narrower aircraft, so it can go faster on the same power, where if the seats are side by side, it has to be wider, and it's a little slower. So ideal for cross country.
What's it powered by?
It's powered by a Rotax aircraft motor, the most common piston engine in the world, actually, the Rotax ones.
Very reliable engine.
Yeah. And this is the 914, which is turbocharged. Just makes it go a little faster, climb a little quicker.
Yes. No, mate, and this is the first time it's been shown in Australia, and I'm so happy to have it here today. And so thank you so much for it. And one day we'll probably tee up a get-together out on the field and do a bit of filming on it. It's going back to Queensland, I think. You've got to fly it back to Queensland.
Yes, after it's the paperwork's finalised this coming week, because it's just arrived in the country, it'll be flown back to central Queensland, where this one will live. Hope there'll be others coming soon, but this one goes back this week.
That is sensational. Thank you so very much, Ian, for being on the Flying Show again, mate, and good luck with the sale on these. I'm sure that you're going to get plenty of inquiries because this is absolutely stunning. Well done. Good job. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.
Just how you